Come on now, fellas! We've got to answer the bell. Now let's go!
Good afternoon. Welcome in to a Thursday edition of Main Street Sports Today, presented by Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint. I'm Chris Yow, joined as always by Mo Patton, and we are glad to have you here on this Thursday. Mo, how's it going?
It's going well. Excited. Big day today.
It is a big day. We got a lot of college baseball to talk about, a ton of college baseball to talk about, which is very unusual for us on a Thursday, but plenty to get to. And we're going to do that here in just a few moments. Just want to give you guys a heads up. We'll have our top story and our rundown in the next segment because we have a little bit of a curveball, if you will, as we are going to go directly to our first guest of the day on Coach's Corner, presented by From the Heart Cafe out in Chapel Hill. He's on the Real Property Solutions Hotline, and it's Lipscomb baseball coach Jeff FOREHAND. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys.
Well, we figured we would try to get Coach FOREHAND on in the aftermath of a eventful trip west earlier this week. The Bisons go over to Fayetteville, Arkansas, and do what a lot of SEC teams have been unable to do, and that's beat the number 6 Razorbacks 8-6. And Jeff, first, congratulations. Second, are you concerned about future scheduling? Because I think we caught you last year coming off a midweek win up at Louisville. You beat those guys again this year. Also took 2 out of 3 from Notre Dame in your season opening series. I mean, folks are going to want to get away from y'all, aren't they?
I don't know about that, but I think they want to. We got them snowed that early in the season. It's I say snowed that it might be snowing where they are, but they think it's warm in Nashville in February, so we can get them to come in here. But no, we had a great game Tuesday night. I mean, it was I've been doing this a long time and 30-something years, and I don't know that there was a better environment that we've been in. I mean, there were 10,000 fans, most of them for the Hogs, which was fine, but it was an atmosphere that we talk about, in the program that we talk about playing in June, and if you're playing in June, you're probably playing in a venue like that, and you're probably playing in front of 8 or 10,000 fans, and that's the reason we scheduled a game. Right. My administration, I don't think, was very happy. It was right during the middle of exams, and we had to work some things out to get there. And but it turned out to be a great trip. And even if we had come up on the short end, I think we would have learned something from it. Just like we have with the schedule this year. We've put the schedule in a spot to where we've played a lot of Power Fives. So hopefully that's going to help us down the stretch here.
Jeff, I can't imagine going over there and being the visiting team when they're calling the Hogs. I've been over there for basketball, I've been over there for football, have not been for baseball. But you talk about the environment, and when those fans get involved in that, it's I would think it can be overwhelming. Obviously, you guys overcame it, but that environment, like you said, it's got to be really something special, especially
Absolutely.
midweek.
It's we actually played at the Pro Park in Little Rock. So it was it wasn't a college, a college age atmosphere. It was it was a family atmosphere, but every one of them, you're exactly right. They were calling the Hogs at the beginning of the game, and, it was loud, and the experience for us, we got off to a slow start, gave up a homer in the first. And, it's one of those games where you talk about, you're playing a Tennessee, a Vandy, Arkansas in that situation. And you really gotta tamp that down, or it could get away from you, because, those teams are special. And, luckily we got out of the first. We didn't score in the bottom. I think we didn't score in the bottom. We came back around, I think, in the third, hit a homer, and kind of settled in a little bit, and, got some bounces our way. And, I really thought we played a solid game. But at the end of it, they're a really good team, and I was proud of the guys for it. And any college baseball win's a good win, but that's a good one when you go on the road and play a highly ranked team.
My fault. It was not at Fayetteville. Like you said, played up in North Little Rock, 8-6-11. The Bisons over Arkansas, but again, road win for you guys for sure, and got to be a lot you can take out of that and bring back into conference play.
Absolutely. That's the schedule. If you go back and you look at it, I think we've played, I don't know, 15 maybe Power Fives or Quadrant 1 games in the RPI, which, that was our goal, to try to get the RPI up. Our conference is doing a formula this year where we play the conference tournament based on RPI, and number one, you do it for that. But number two, everybody's trying to work for that at large bid. If the conference tournament doesn't work out for you, and you can't do that unless you get your RPI, below 50, or most of the time even below 40. And we're not close to that, but we're in a good spot to be able to, and those kind of games really help, as our conference tournament is kind of seeded by that now. So won't get into that long story, but that's what it's about. So we decided we were going to schedule it this way, and, pick up this game like Louisville, and pick up a game with Georgia Tech on the week on Tuesday, and Louisville and Arkansas, and, all the games that we've picked up, and open with Notre Dame, and go to Auburn for 3 and Mississippi State for 3. All those things I think are part of the formula to get yourself prepared for, if you have the chance to play in the postseason, you're ready for it.
Yeah, Coach, looking at the remainder of your schedule, you still are going to play at least another Tuesday game against, obviously crosstown rival Belmont. Not a lot of college baseball teams playing Tuesday games right now, especially in the non-power conferences. So, it seems like you guys have made it a point to make sure that you are getting in not only quantity but quality of games, and it has to be good to be able to play teams like Middle Tennessee State, Belmont, Vanderbilt right here in your backyard, and not have to go too far to play those teams.
Yeah, it's always good. Crosstown rivalries is great, and having a chance. We've been playing Vandy over at the Pro Park, and we've been going up to Knoxville and playing up there, and all the teams that are close middle. We played them back to back a few weeks ago on a Tuesday and Wednesday, and we beat them at their place, and they beat us over here, and just teams that are all similar, and all trying to do the same thing. But we're just fortunate that we have so many schools that are within 45 minutes that we can play. And the crosstown rival is always a special thing, special for me. Dave Jarvis and I are great friends, and that's my alma mater. So I got a lot of respect and want them to win every game but 2 every year. So they are great friends of ours, and they do a great job. So looking forward to seeing them next week.
Yeah, and then you go this weekend. Obviously, you've got Kennesaw State coming in here defending ASUN champions. So, and as you look over, I guess the standings don't matter, but you guys are sitting at tied for second in the ASUN standings, and that's obviously with Kennesaw coming in, you want to be able to continue to hold where you're at in the standings. So this is kind of a big week for you guys. Obviously, Arkansas and then Kennesaw State.
Yeah, every weekend is big. You know, the standings do matter because the top 8 qualify for the tournament, and then once you qualify, then we seed you with the RPI. So Kennesaw's RPI is close to ours, and they're playing right, and we're similar spots. We're a couple games ahead of them in the win column, but again, they're a solid team coming off a championship. Just going to be we're just grateful we're back home. We've been on the road a lot this year, but playing at home is definitely a bonus. We're looking forward to that. We can hold the rain off this weekend. We might can get it worked in, but it looks like we got a little rain coming in, but it won't matter. We'll figure out how to get the games in. But Kennesaw will be a tough opponent. We got 3 tough opponents coming, down the stretch here and to close out the conference season. But looking forward to it. Like I said, hopefully these games like Tuesday, get us prepared for the stretch run.
Speaking with Lipscomb coach Jeff Forehand on the Real Property Solutions hotline here on Coach's Corner, presented by From the Heart Cafe over in Chapel Hill. Jeff, particularly, I guess, in the ASUN, where the RPI is such a has such an impact on your postseason, playing these midweek games against some of the folks that you mentioned is a pretty big deal. But how much can you put into those midweek games relative to your conference games on the weekend? I mean, you're not throwing your number ones, your number twos, that kind of thing. I mean, how do you balance the approach to those games?
Well, we depend on the bullpen. We try to split it up a little bit and have those guys come out of the pen and sprint more than stay in there for 75 pitches where we can have everybody ready back for the weekend. But we had a good guy starting. He almost went 3, trying to keep him, at a pitch count where he'll be ready to come back, on the weekend. And we, had a couple of guys come out that were, set up guys to get us out of innings, to get an out or 2 here and there. And then we had our guy that I guess we're calling him our closer now. He went a few more than we had to because we went extra innings. But, when you got a chance to win it right there, it was worth it. So he's got a more difficult recovery to be ready for tomorrow and the weekend, but I think we'll be fine. But the bullpen's been doing a fantastic job for us, and so we just got to get those guys back ready. But you're exactly right. I mean, you can't just decide you're going to go in against Arkansas and bring your number 1 guy back from Friday and have him pitch on Tuesday. You got to get ready for the weekend. So that's why the depth of the staff is so important, and it'll be important in the conference tournament as well. They, those guys have, adapted to their role, but these guys that pitched on Tuesday are going to have a big role in the tournament, because tournament starts on Tuesday as well. So that guy that starts on Tuesday is going to pitch most likely the opening game in the tournament because it starts on Tuesday after we play a Thursday, Friday, Saturday series to end the year.
And right now, as I'm perusing your stats, obviously it's hard to kind of look at who's starting for you guys. Obviously it looks like Noah Thompson, Braden Tucker, and I'm not sure who else. Okay, those are your 3 weekend starters, it appears. And this is a pretty deep staff that you have when you look at who's been available for you. How do you feel like this staff matches up in a tournament like setting?
I think we match up really well. I mean, it's just, it all depends. Like I said, it starts on Tuesday. So, the 3 starters, most likely, as we're going to be fighting for the regular season, and the spots in the tournament, most likely they're going to, they're going to have to wait. They're not going to be able to pitch Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday after coming back, the previous week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So we're having to kind of space those guys out. So the staff does have to be deep. And that's what I was saying about the, just the Tuesday games. Those guys are getting some valuable time against Georgia Tech, Louisville, Arkansas, getting themselves prepared, even against Belmont and Middle Tennessee. Those games are just as important because when it comes down to it, they're going to have to be prepared to get us off to a good start in the tournament.
Well, it certainly does look like you guys are making some headway and in that pitching rotation, and it's going to be interesting to watch this weekend. Again, Kennesaw State coming to Lipscomb this weekend as the defending ASUN tournament champs. And of course, then you guys will be at Belmont, and then you'll go up to Clarksville for Austin Peay. So you guys don't leave for a while. You be here in the state as you close with Jacksonville State here at home. Yeah, so
trips are out of the way.
Those trips, the next two trips are pretty simple for you, and that's always fun to get to kind of, be nearby and maybe get some fans out to these away games as well. So should be a fun close to the season. We'll be keeping an eye on you, Coach. We appreciate you taking some time with us today. We'll let you get out of here. But again, good luck and congratulations on the win on Tuesday. Looking forward to more from you.
Hey, really, thank you guys. I appreciate the time being on. Mo, always good to see you and talk with you guys. You guys do a great job, man. We really appreciate the support. College baseball is growing, and anytime you guys can talk about it, I'm always here and available. So we really appreciate what you guys do, and thanks again for having me on.
Hey, thank you, Jeff. We'll catch up.
Jeff Forehand on the Real Property Solutions hotline. 615-527-8750 is the number to call. Real Property Solutions will buy your house as is. You can take what you want, leave what you don't, or you can always just leave it and take nothing. I mean, they don't even want you to clean, Mo. Literally.
And I'll tell you what, having moved once or twice, that's a pretty big deal.
That is a heck of a deal, as a matter of fact.
We'll take that. Yeah.
And they'll close on your timeline. 7 days, 70 days, doesn't matter. And of course, Coach's Corner each week is brought to you by Renee Hart and the fine folks from the Hart Cafe out in Chapel Hill. She keeps you fed and happy. Whether it's breakfast or lunch, dinner, snack, doesn't matter. She can also cater your next event. So make sure to give Renee Hart and from the Hart Cafe out in Chapel Hill a call, or you can order online. So plenty of options for you. Mo, we're doing well right now. We've gotten the weirdness out of the way. So now we get into the now flow.
We can settle in a little bit.
We can settle in, get into the flow here, and that's what we'll do. We'll take our first break of the day. When we come back, we'll have the rundown. We will hand out some hardware, and we will also get to our top stories, all of that and much, much more right here on Main Street Sports Today, presented by Mid-Tennessee Bone & Joint. We'll be back to the Lee Company studio in just a moment. Mid-Tennessee Bone & Joint treats your orthopedic injuries and existing conditions. Our trained physicians will get you back in the game faster. Contact us at 931-381-2663 or www.mtbj.net. Custom Stone Handler supplies over 600 distributors and suppliers with quality stone products. Along with River Stone, we produce and distribute over 100 building, landscape, and other bulk products. Our goal is to provide quality products, service, and partnerships to ensure our customers' success. We firmly believe that the measure of any person or company is how they treat other people and customers. Give them a call at 931-490-4990 or visit CustomStonehandlers.com.
With Lee Company technology, the best handymen are hands-off. Lee Company techs have been using visual findings and other smart technology tools for years to add transparency and virtually take customers along. You see what we see, whether we're in a crawl space or on a roof. With Lee Company, technology helps us help you, no matter what's happening in the world or at your house.
You can't see the sights without the sounds. From the crack of the bat to the roar of the crowd and everything in between, discover what Hit City has to offer. Spend your nights cheering on the Nashville Sounds at First Horizon Park with giveaways, fireworks shows, theme weekends, and more. Single game tickets are on sale now. Visit NashvilleSounds.com to claim your seat today.
Attention Tennessee homeowners, we want to buy your house. Hi, we are Real Property Solutions, a local real estate investing group. We pay cash for all types of property, so you walk away with more money in your pocket because we eliminate any fees, closing costs, and commissions. Now the best part, we can buy your house as is, meaning you don't have to do a thing to your property. You get to take what you want, leave what you don't, and don't even worry about cleaning. We close on your timeline, whether that's 7 days or 70 days. Interested in selling? Just give us a call and we'll come out to your property and quote you a cash offer within 24 hours. Please call 615-527-8750. That's 615-527-8750.
Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint has been the official sports medicine provider for Murray County Schools for more than 40 years. We specialize in orthopedic service, and our Ortho Quick Walk-In Clinic lets you bypass the ER. Visit us online at www.mtbj.net.
Mo's looking around, just trying to make sure that the TV's on for that 3 o'clock Braves start.
Boom. Boom. You clearly you know me too well.
Oh man.
And that it's on mute.
Mo, out at Maryland Farms, they just posted 55 minutes ago. I almost didn't come on the show because they said if you purchased a single barrel store pick, that you would also get a chance to buy an allocated bottle. Which,
what are you doing here?
I know. I don't even know why I'm even here. I mean,
why am I here? I'm closer to Maryland Farms than you are.
Right. They've got birthday bourbon. They've got Parker's Heritage Rye, the 8-year-old rye, which is incredible. Some Jack 10, Jack 12.
Maybe we need to cut the show short.
I mean, you might want to head on over.
Yeah. Well, now you tell me.
Yeah, right. Well, I just saw it. This is the problem.
This is unfortunate. Timing is everything.
Oh, timing is everything, isn't it? Well, and today's timing is a little bit off, but that's okay because now we're going to get to what's our normal first segment, and we will get into yesterday's results and today's schedule on the rundown.
Yes, it is the rundown.
Baseball action. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Baseball action from Wednesday. Cane Ridge defeated Antioch 11-7. It was Columbia Central with a 9-5 8-inning victory over Ravenwood. Actually caught the last of that one. Christ Presbyterian 7, Pope Prep 4, Dixon County 31-1 over Kenwood. Eagle with a 19-3 win over Cornersville. Gallatin defeated McGavock 4-3. It was Richland 10, Hampshire 1. Henry County with an 8-2 win over Clarksville Northwest. Lewis County defeated Summertown 5-4. Loretto 7, Giles County 2. Murfreesboro Central 10, Hume Fog nothing. Nolensville with a 2-0 win over Summit. Oakland doubled up Blackman 4-2. Also, Riverdale doubled up Rockvale 4-2. Station Camp with an 18-0 win over Hunters Lane. Again, I don't think Nolans will beat Summit 2-0 twice, but anyway, Watertown defeated Westmoreland 6-2, and it was West Creek 4, Springfield 3.
Softball. Columbia Academy advances with a 9-1 win over Good Pasture Richland. Blanks Culleoka 15-0 in 3 with a perfect game, I hear. Davidson Academy 6-1 against Clarksville Academy. It was Oakland 10, Eagleville 3. Father Ryan 3-2 winners over Innsworth, and Donaldson Christian downing Friendship Christian 16-6. It was John Overton 20, Cane Ridge 2. Henry County with a pair of wins over Kenwood 24-0 and 17-0. Middle Tennessee Christian edges Nashville Christian 7-6, and Smyrna was a 10-2 winner over Brentwood, while Waverly down Dixon County 9-2.
In boys soccer action on Wednesday, McGavock defeated Greenbrier 3-1. It was Page 3, Lincoln County 0. College softball action, Tribeca defeated Northwood 2-0, and Cumberland edged UT Southern 7-5. Major League Baseball, it was San Diego 7, Cincinnati 1. The Angels with a 6-4 win at St. Louis. The Rockies defeated the Brewers 7-1, and the Braves with 6 home runs defeated Miami 14-6. In the minor leagues, St. Paul evened their series with the Sounds by taking a 5-3 decision on Wednesday.
Baseball schedule today is Franklin at Brentwood, or Franklin versus Brentwood. Not sure where that's at. 4:30. Zion Christian's at Christian Community at 4:30. Also at 4:30 is Smyrna and Laverne, as well as Hillwood against Murfreesboro Central Magnet and Clarksville Northeast against Rossview. Siegel will host Oakland, and Sycamore will go to White House Heritage. At 6 o'clock, it's Henry County at Dixon County, Page hosting Lawrence County. And at 7, we've got John Overton at Centennial, Clarksville hosting West Creek, Eagleville at home against Moore County, Harpeth is at Fairview, Nolensville's at Independence, Blackman takes on Rockville at 7, Cane Ridge is at Stewart's Creek at 7, Smith County, Watertown, Cannon County, Westmoreland. No times listed, and I know that Spring Hill is playing
Marshall County
at Lincoln County today, and I think that is
no, it's at Spring Hill.
I'm pretty sure it's not. They're playing a doubleheader today because of weather tomorrow. So it's going to be the winner of that game will play Lincoln County afterwards. So I'm thinking it's a 4:30, 7 o'clock. I don't hold me to that start time, but it's
okay. I'm not familiar with that adjustment, so okay.
It on Twitter about 30 minutes ago. That's the only reason I knew it. So Spring Hill is at Lincoln County playing Marshall County first, and with a win, they will take on the hosts. Falcons. There you go.
All right. Are we ready for softball?
Now you know.
Softball action. Lipscomb is at Christ Presbyterian at 4:30. Also at 4:30, St. Cecilia is at Ensworth. Pope Prep is at Father Ryan. At 5 o'clock, Cullioca plays Collinwood at Santa Fe. Also at 5, Ravenwood is at Christ Presbyterian. Zion Christian is at Loretto. Independence plays Ravenwood, and I believe that game is at Summit at 5. Riverdale plays at Baylor at 5:30. Also at 5:30, Brentwood Academy plays at Brentwood High. That'll be at Granny White Park. Splitting the difference there. Also at 5:30, Murfreesboro Central is at Community. Summertown is at McNary Central. Hunters Lane is at Station Camp. 6 o'clock starts for McGavock at Hendersonville. Murfreesboro Central at Stewart's Creek. At 6:30, Oakland is at Rockvale. At 7, Wayne County and Richland will play in the District 10 1A tournament at Santa Fe. No times available for Davidson Academy at Friendship Christian or Middle Tennessee Christian at Good Pasture.
Boys soccer action. Franklin County's at Columbia at 5. Also at 5, Whites Creek hosting Westmoreland, while Westmoreland then goes to Franklin Classical. It's going to be a heck of a trip for them to play a game and get to Franklin in an hour. In an hour, especially in soccer. Hume Fogg's at Springfield. Waverly is at Zion Christian at 6. Beach hosting University School of Nashville. Hendersonville is at Gallatin at 7. Laverne hosting Smyrna, same time. White House at Merrill Hyde. Oakland at Siegel, and at 7:30, Blackman is welcoming Stone Memorial.
College baseball tonight on ESPNU at 7. Vanderbilt opens a 3-game series in Tuscaloosa against Alabama. Coachless Alabama. More on that in a bit. Major League Baseball, the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim are playing at St. Louis. That game is ongoing right now. I don't have a score. Just getting underway at 2:10, Milwaukee at Colorado. Starting at 3:10, Atlanta wraps up its series in Miami. And Game 3 of the Nashville Sound Series at St. Paul begins at 6:37 this evening. That is your rundown.
Angels 11, Cardinals 7, bottom 6. Man. Brewers 2, Rockies nothing, top of 2.
Man, I'll tell you what, St. Louis fans are not very happy right now. I know a few, and I've seen a few of their frustrations vented via social media platforms. I don't know what's going on over there, but it's not good.
No,
just glad I ain't got nothing to do with it.
Exactly. Other than beating them. That's the only thing we had to do with it.
That's it.
Was adding to the misery.
Well, we did it early, and I don't think we necessarily were that big a deal, but it's reaching critical mass. I mean, look for somebody's head to roll here pretty soon. I don't know if it's going to be Ollie Marmol or if it's going to be the GM or who it is, but there's going to be some changes coming in St. Louis here pretty soon.
Yeah. Let's hand out a couple pieces of hardware before we get into our top story mode. Number one, we want to go to the In to Win Life Team of the Week, presented by our friends at Custom Stone Handlers, customstonehandlers.com. Give them a call, 931-490-4990. They proudly encourage young people to get in the game. And Mo, softball again.
Softball again. Summertown. The Lady Eagles last week played 3 games, won 3 games. Edged Mount Pleasant 5-4 in District 10 2A play. Dealt host Columbia Academy a 6-1 defeat, taking 2 out of 3 from the Lady Bulldogs on the season, and went to Wayne County and picked up a 5-3 victory. So the Summertown Lady Eagles are our In to Win Life Team of the Week.
And the Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint Athlete of the Week, again, softball.
Yeah. Savia Morgan, the Columbia Central junior outfielder who is committed to the University of Tennessee, went 9 for 11 last week in 4 games, reached base in 12 of 14 plate appearances, had a couple of triples, scored 7 runs, stole 6 bases. Kind of doing her Ronald Acuna Jr. imitation there. So Savia Morgan, our MTBJ Athlete of the Week. Congratulations to her.
And also nominated by schools and or our staff, Monte Baldwin of Columbia Academy, Claire Boyd.
Claire Boyd of Zion Christian.
Cameron Brewer. Justin. Just leave it. At Mount Pleasant, Aiden Brown at Zion Christian, Ryan Brown of Independence, Harrison Cowdrey
of Independence.
Okay. And Mackenzie Gray at Mount Pleasant, Abby Miller of Summit, and Nicole Rosani at Summit. Okay, you can take it away.
You can take it down now, just. He's no longer reading from it.
Should have just had my own notepad over here. I just, didn't think about it. But anyway.
Live and learn.
Hey, that's okay. It's when we throw curveballs at Justin, we just kind of hope he rolls with it. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. That's okay.
Sometimes he swings and misses. Yeah.
And you know what? That's fine. We all do it. It's not a big deal. That's the first time we've ever done that. So, it's not like it's his fault. It's
the first time you've ever done that.
Yeah, it's the first time I've ever done.
Yeah. I honestly did not realize you were reading from that. I did find it ironic though. Every time I took it away, you stopped.
He stopped reading.
Justin's like, why is he not talking right now?
Yeah.
Because I didn't know what else came next.
Yeah.
It's not like the books that I read, Charlie, that I have now memorized because she has to read the same 4 books every night. We have 4,700 books in there, but same 4 every night. 3 Little Pigs, Elmo Writes a Letter, and Llama Llama Red Pajama. And I love Llama Llama Red Pajama, by the way. If you guys have kids and you want to read a book, that's a great one because Charlie, there's a part in it where the baby llama is like crying, and so we do the whole weeping, wailing, and Charlie goes, "It's okay, Dada."
Doesn't Ludacris have a? Doesn't he have a reading of that?
He might.
I think he does.
Llama Llama Red Pajama is a fantastic book. I would just like to point that out. It's one of my favorites. But anyway, well, let's talk about our top story today. As Alabama's baseball coach, Brad Bohannon, has been fired. And this is after an Ohio sports book took the Crimson Tide out of the wagering options following their Friday night game against LSU. And I don't know if you have seen it, Mo, but friend of the show, David Ubben, has retweeted. I don't know if this is his or not.
It is.
Is it his piece?
Yeah.
Okay. David Ubben has a piece on it saying that it is connected. So I had not seen that yet.
It's beginning to seem that way. On Wednesday, according to David Ubben's piece, New Jersey sportsbooks joined Ohio in banning any wagers on Alabama baseball games. On Thursday morning, Pennsylvania sportsbooks also banned wagers on Alabama baseball games. I don't know, man. I don't want to be the one to say it, but it seems like there is some shady goings on regarding betting on Alabama baseball by someone in the program who is no longer in the program.
As we talked with Chris Lee earlier this week, he gave us kind of the first nut and maybe bolt of the news before anybody could really dig into it, and basically said that, hours before the game, just a couple hours, it wasn't like it was 6 hours, it was more like 2. Alabama scratched starting pitcher Luke Holman due to back tightness, and then started Hagen Banks in his place, and obviously Hagen Banks not a weekend starter, so LSU then LSU was leading 8-1 after 7.
And a lot of money came in on LSU after that. Is that right? Is that why Ohio took the game off?
Ohio suspended betting
after that game.
After all 3 games, it was like what was it? I'm not sure exactly what day it was.
It was on Friday.
No, that's when the game was, but I don't think they. Well, let's take a look at the emergency order. Monday.
Oh,
so yeah, all 3 games had been played.
Was over. Okay.
Yeah. Huh. And that's when it got confusing, I guess.
Yeah, it's still a little confusing, but one thing that is not confusing is Brad Bohannon is no longer coach. Pitching coach Jason Jackson will serve as Alabama's interim coach, I presume, for the remainder of the season. And again, Vanderbilt goes in there for a 3-game series starting tonight. So it's a very intriguing situation.
And it's not going to go if you thought, sports betting in Alabama was going to come anytime soon, this is certainly a kick to the face to that.
Not so fast, my friends. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, betting on college athletics has long been a thing. I mean, you can go back to, at least the 80s. Heck, they made a movie about it. And I'm sure it was well before that. So sports betting is not unusual in college athletics. And at some point, I'm sure that someone probably did something a little shady. And that's going to happen at some point when there is money involved. Now, do I think it's a widespread issue? No. But could it be now that, the world is so small via the internet, and, obviously communication is a lot easier than it was 20 years ago.
I don't think it can be widespread for that very reason, Chris. I think because the world is so small, and, when something a little out of the ordinary happens, there are a lot of eyebrows that go up. And I mean, you see how quickly this got addressed. I think this is going to kind of be a cautionary tale for a lot of folks. I don't think it's going to be widespread. I think because now gambling is either legal or more accepted. And so I think there's more eyes on it. I think there's more attention being paid to it. And so when something does happen out of the ordinary, I think it's a little easier for folks to pick up on it and address it.
Well, I mean, this took less than a week. So my guess is you're probably right. I don't know that this is going to stop somebody. Maybe it does. Yeah. We'll never know. Can't prove a negative. But But I don't think this will be the last time we see something like this happen in college sports.
And that's unfortunate, because I think the ultimate outcome will be the same outcome that we've seen here. Somebody's going to lose a job. And how do you apply for the next one when this is why you lost this one?
Yeah, I don't know how Bohannon gets out of this, and maybe he's.
I don't know how he moves forward. I don't know how he moves forward. Certainly in college baseball.
Maybe he's teaching computer at his next high school job. A little callback from the from our previous guest who taught computer while he was coaching high school baseball
long time ago.
So
yeah,
I mean, look, Alabama's struggling right now. They have had a heck of a year, to say the least.
And the thing is, they kind of thought they were turning a corner here, I think, this year. I'm not sure what has taken place down there, but they had won, or they had posted winning seasons, according again to Ubben, each of the last 5 seasons under Bohannon, and they were 30-15 this year, 9-12 in league play, tied for 3rd in the SEC West, which besides LSU and I guess A&M has been kind of tough. So
Kendall Rogers, D1 Baseball, reporting that no players on the roster are believed to be involved.
And thank goodness.
So
I mean,
I think that's good information.
Yeah,
that would be the worst. But hey, roll bribe.
Wow.
It was right there. I could not take it. Could not take it.
You're going to fix it to where you can't go home.
Listen, they are most anybody in Alabama knows that I am a Tennessee fan, but I'll tell you this. A lot of Alabama people were not happy when they hired him because of his ties to Auburn. So one guy tweeted this morning, "Good, get that Barner out of here." So
yeah, I can see where that might leave a little bit of a mark down there in particular. So yeah.
There's plenty of animosity already among Brad Bohannon and the University of Alabama fans. So this is not going to help matters at all.
Yeah.
Oh, well, let's take a break. We'll talk a little more baseball Braves chatter on the other side. Ronald Acuna Jr. and Sean Murphy apparently battling out for front runner of the MVP race right now. So there's that. And the Braves are 7-3 in their last 10. We talk about that and more on the other side of a break. Main Street Sports Today, presented by Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint, returns to the Lee Company studio in just a moment.
You've been putting back a few, and a few becomes a few too many. For a moment, you think about calling for a ride. Nah, you live nearby. What's the worst that can happen? You get pulled over, your insurance goes up, you lose your license, you total your car, you kill someone.
There is nothing better than drinking an ice-cold beverage while taking in a Nashville Sounds baseball game. Hi, I'm Stephanie Miller with Mornings on Main Street. The Nashville Sounds and Main Street Media Television have teamed up to promote Sunday Family Fun Day here at First Horizon Park, each Sunday home game. Just go to your favorite Main Street Media website and click on Sounds Main Street Media Day banner to register to win free tickets. And then we'll see you here at the ballpark.
Hockey in Music City just hits different. It's one big honky-tonk party. It's the sea of gold in the crowd, the goals, the saves, the celebrations. It's an experience like no other. Experience Predators hockey all season long. Visit NashvillePredators.com/season tickets and join the Loyal Legion today. That's NashvillePredators.com/tickets, and we'll see you at Bridgestone Arena.
Walmart Supply Chain is hiring in Lebanon. Earn up to $22.25 an hour when you join our new fulfillment center. Enjoy competitive pay and premium perks, including 100% paid college tuition, 401k match, flexible schedules, a free Walmart Plus membership that includes discounts, and free Paramount Plus, paid time off, and so much more. Fulfilling work starts right here. Text JOIN to 240-240. That's JOIN 240-240 to apply now.
May 4th, 1970, with an RBI single in the third inning of the Braves' 5-3 win over visiting Pittsburgh, Rico Carty set an Atlanta team record by hitting in his 23rd straight game. Carty, who had hit in every game since the season opener, would go on to win the NL batting championship that season with a .366 average. That was this day in Braves history.
Hey, how about that?
How about that? A positive this day in Braves history.
We'll always take those. We'll always take those. And as the Braves get ready to start at 3-10 to close the series out in Miami, they have a 5-game lead over both the New York Metropolitans and the Miami Marlins. Mets lost twice to the Tigers.
And are losing to them now, I think, behind Justin Verlander, who may or may not still be in the game at this point.
They're losing. Isn't that ironic? Justin Verlander losing in Detroit. That's unusual, if I'm being honest.
Oh, it's over.
It is over. They lost 2-0.
On those two solo home runs.
Verlander's definitely not pitching still.
Yeah, back-to-back homers, I think, by Riley Green and Javi Baez in the first inning did the damage.
Baez has been smashing the ball
since he got snatched. Yeah.
Eduardo Rodriguez, who was 2-2 on the year coming in, no earned runs, 9 Ks and 8 innings pitched for the Tigers, only 1 walk.
They call that dealing.
Yeah, what a
102 pitches, 70 for strikes. That dog will hunt
every time. So a pretty darn good game pitching wise. I mean, you give up the 2 solo homers and then
you don't give up anything else.
Everybody, I mean, it was zeros the rest of the way for everybody.
But would
have been a fun game to watch.
The Mets ran into a hot arm and couldn't do anything with it. Nemo, Marte, and Pham with the 3 hits for the Mets. Lindor 0 for 3, Alonso 0 for 3, McNeil 0 for 3. Yay. Yeah.
Well, Mo, not everybody can have the reigning Rookie of the Year, runner-up to Rookie of the Year, runner-up for the Cy Young, and 2 Cy Young favorites, as well as 2 MVP candidates on their team. Not everybody can, but you know who can? The Atlanta Braves.
The Atlanta Braves.
And, oh, by the way, Ozzy Albies, who has now played for an entire month consecutive and coming off that injury from last year, has, finally gotten kind of used to big league pitching again and is absolutely tearing the cover off the baseball like we have become, so accustomed to in his short career, leads the team with 9 home runs. That's a guy we're not even talking about. I mean, he's not even in that list. And
it's kind of like the text that I sent you yesterday. It's
yes, it's all going to work itself out.
Well, that too, but it's when you've won 20 games and you get a get right game like the Braves had yesterday, that's it's a pretty good day.
Yeah,
14 runs on 18 hits with 6 home runs.
2 of those home runs coming from
Marcell
Ozuna, who has 3 home runs in this series. And someone said that since he clearly likes playing there so much, maybe we could find a way to get him to just leave him there and take another player with us.
Yeah.
Of course, I don't know where we play Jazz, but
well, I guess we played Jazz where you said we could play Ohtani yesterday. Put him in left.
Well, I guess we could play him at shortstop.
You could play him at short.
I mean, at this point. So maybe we just, leave him there and, hey, Jazz, come with us. We have ice cream. Literally.
We have hot towels too, right?
Hot towels and ice cream, baby.
Hot towels and ice cream. Come on.
No, Atlanta got another fantastic performance yesterday. Just a heck of a job by this offense, man. Ozuna, Harris, Albies was all over the place. Acuna homered, Riley homered. There were a couple of bats in this lineup who really needed to get right. Riley and Ozuna, obviously. Now, Riley went 1 for 5, but the one was the 2-run homer. Really?
Every starter yesterday had at least 1 hit, which, I mean, with 18 total kind of makes sense. But, yeah.
Now, we did have 2 scares in this game. Both Kyle Wright and Michael Harris II went out with injuries. Kyle Wright's been placed on the injured list with shoulder inflammation. And if that's all it is, we'll take it.
Right.
I think that would be huge. Michael Harris was taken out of the game as a precaution due to a knee injury where it looked like he just hyperextended it. And hopefully that's all that is. So.
He is not in the starting lineup tonight. Kevin Pillar is instead. Well, this afternoon, excuse me.
Let's give him some extra rest. Yeah. This is probably bomb squad anyway. Who do you DH in this one? Do you DH Murphy or Ozuna? Who did they DH in this one? Well, who's in the lineup?
I saw a lineup, but I don't know what it was.
Oh, I will look up the Braves tweeter and find out. It looks as if it's Marcell Ozuna.
It is Ozuna.
And Sean Murphy is catching again in the afternoon game. I'm a little surprised by that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you kind of caught between a early game and a night game. So,
yeah, I mean, I guess you could probably get away with it.
When in doubt, play that hot bat, man. He's been on fire as well. So,
yeah, I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to argue at all. Obviously, and here's the thing. You see the dugout after Ozuna hit the home runs yesterday. Those guys are loving on him, man. And one, I think that's the difference between Atlanta and a lot of places. But, obviously with the fan discontent toward Marcell, I think it's a positive that when he does something positive, that the team is celebrating with him. And I also feel like when he's struggling, they've clearly been there to encourage him.
Well, I mean, again, it's kind of like Snitker has said at various points over the past however long. I mean, he's on the team.
He is, and he had been he'd struggled so much. But boy, yesterday, And here's the thing. I mean, obviously 14-6 sounds like it wasn't that close, but there were moments where it kept getting closer, and it just seemed
Miami
like the
doesn't go
Marlins
away.
weren't going to go away.
It went from like 7-0 to 8-4. I'm sorry, 7-2.
It was 7-0, then 8-4. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they put up that 5 spot in the 5th. And
behind Acuna and Riley homers. Yeah.
So yeah, there's really other than the Kyle Wright injury situation right now, the bullpen has been shaky. Best way to address that is to make it an 8-run game and take the bullpen out of the equation. So
pitched really well yesterday, even though Dylan Lee did give up a couple runs. I mean, outside of that, everybody else was, lights out. And you pitched your 5 big guys too: McHugh, Chavez, Lee, Yates, Minter.
I don't quite understand why Minter threw yesterday,
buddy. If I had $1 for everything I didn't understand, this coaching staff did.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm going to say.
Yep. Yeah. That's probably all that needs to be said.
Now, I saw a tweet. I saw 2 tweets almost back to back, Mo, where someone asked if Ronald Acuna Jr. was the runaway favorite for NL MVP. And then and I think that was from MLB or Fox on MLB.
Mm-hmm.
It was, I think it was MLB Twitter. Now that I think about it, but 2 tweets below that, I see, is Sean Murphy the favorite for NL MVP? So I'm like, well, clearly Acuna is not the runaway favorite because others are asking if Murphy is the favorite. So the fact that you've got 2 guys who are even that close.
Wouldn't that be something to go 1-2 in Rookie of the Year this past year and then go 1-2 in MVP this year?
Goodness gracious. And here's the question that someone asked was who's going to, who would have more defensive assists or putouts? Would it be Murphy or Acuna? And someone said Murphy, but their reasoning was because people don't test Acuna anymore.
Exactly.
And I don't know how you measure that.
How you measure people not running?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again, can't prove a negative. So
I guess you could look at whether they would have run on other right fielders in the same situation or not.
But man, I mean, and baseball keeps up with everything. So I'm sure they have it somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's probably the most important stat that Acuna would have is how many times did
guys not taking extra bases.
Yeah. How many times did he keep somebody from getting an extra base hit or from taking third from first to third on a mid deep shot to right field,
or tagging and going from second to third on fly ball.
Right. Or even home, on a tag up. There's ways to measure it. I'm sure. I don't know how it is, but my guess is defensive run saved incorporates it somehow.
You would think.
And I think that's a huge statistic for him. And obviously, you see the way that Murphy is throwing folks out at second base in a time that stolen bases are up 50% over, year over year.
I think you're going to see people slow down on that in much the same way that you see people not go on Acuna as much. And I think that probably played a role in the trade.
I wouldn't disagree. I think it's one reason that, we were so heavily involved, had to give up as much as they gave up. And hey, here's the thing. I saw Oakland Athletics catcher throw out a runner yesterday. there's that.
Who was it?
It wasn't our guy.
It wasn't Langoliers?
Yes, it wasn't
Okay.
Langoliers. But whoever it was intentionally bounced the ball about halfway between the mound and second base.
Okay.
And apparently that's a new thing.
Kind of the Davy Concepcion thing from shortstop, now transferring to catcher, huh?
Apparently. So I don't know. I don't know what the bounce pass is a thing in baseball now. Don't know why, but seems to be real. If you were picking today, I think I'd go Acuna. Boy, it'd be close.
Yeah, I think I feel like Acuna probably has more ways to impact a ball game.
I would agree with that.
Yeah. So
before we get out of here talking baseball, Major League Baseball expansion, Orlando now in the running for an expansion team, or at least they're asking for one potentially, as they have allegedly promised a $1.7 billion stadium in Orlando. Now, the question becomes, don't nobody go to games in Tampa? Don't nobody go to games in Miami? What makes you think they're going to go to games in Orlando? Tell me I'm wrong. Point to the lie.
No,
it's not one.
There's no lie. I mean, this Front Office Sports article that you have linked in our run of show, a group is pitching a new MLB team and stadium in Orlando. They will have to prove they can overcome challenges faced by the other Florida teams, and that's.
See, I didn't read the article yet. I just linked it.
Pretty
so that
succinct.
You would know it existed.
Yeah.
But yes, that's it. That's the argument against them.
Sure. Yeah. You're kind of fighting uphill a little bit. Orlando, a 2-hour drive from the Tampa Bay Rays in St. Petersburg and 3.5 from the Miami Marlins, will look to draw more fans where both rival markets have failed. Rays and Marlins were 28th and 29th in average home game attendance last year. The Marlins remain 29th this season, while a dominant start to the season has helped the Rays climb to 25th. Rays are the best team in baseball right now, and they are number 25 out of 30 in attendance.
Yeah, I mean, they're so bad in attendance right now. Their shortstop's out here trying to pull magic tricks out of his hat, and dude, he's doing all kinds of cool stuff, but before he throws the ball to first base, and still can't get nobody to come to games.
And getting roasted for it, by the way.
Yeah, well, that's to be
Mhm.
expected. But someone tweeted, and I think it's hilarious because it's probably the most accurate tweet. He said, "I'm only upset about this because I feel bad for the middle school coaches of next year." You know what? I kind of don't disagree.
Well, yeah, but here's the thing. Here's the thing to that. He got the out.
No, that's what you got to tell the kids. Like, hey, you can do it.
If you're going to do it, that's fine. Do it. You better get the out.
Otherwise, you're like sitting over here with me
immediately. That's like, you see high school
basketball
the ball
on the bench.
Yeah, you see high school basketball coaches snatching guys out the game after they miss dunks. I mean, hey, it's the same. It's the same thing. You can do it. Do it all you want to. First time you don't get the first time you don't get the out, you can just come on off the field right here.
Just keep running.
Yeah.
No, it was a great play. I mean, and
it looked cute.
Looked cool.
I mean, I don't have a problem with it. But
no, that was
had he not gotten the out
for me.
Yeah. No, the only issue I do have with it was against Brian Reynolds.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. That's funny.
Man. Orlando. I don't think Orlando's getting a team. You promise a $14 billion stadium. The stadium's not going to matter.
Well, especially when it's empty.
Exactly. So I don't think Orlando's getting a team. I don't think it changes, I don't think it changes the idea that Nashville could get a team. I still don't think Nashville's going to get a team, but I don't know. I would be – I definitely – I think Nashville will get a team before Orlando. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I think
I think if it were between the two, Nashville's getting it first.
yeah, I think that's accurate. Yeah.
So, all right, let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to watch Ryan Tannehill's media availability yesterday with the Titans, and we'll react to that. So stick around here on Main Street Sports Day, presented by Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint. We come back to the Lee Company studio right after this. Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint treats your orthopedic injuries and existing conditions. Our trained physicians will get you back in the game faster. Contact us at 931-381-2663 or www.mtbj.net.
With Lee Company technology, the best handymen are hands-off. Lee Company techs have been using visual findings and other smart technology tools for years to add transparency and virtually take customers along. You see what we see, whether we're in a crawl space or on a roof. With Lee Company, technology helps us help you, no matter what's happening in the world or at your house.
Jones & Lang Sporting Goods here in Columbia has been outfitting teams, officials, and anybody else from T-ball to college for 50-plus years. Be sure and check them out at 931-388-8060 or online at jonesandlang.com. Jones & Lang Sporting Goods, the look of a winner.
Zion Christian Academy, zioneagles.org or 931-388-5731. You can schedule your appointment. Go tour their campus. It is beautiful over there, and you're definitely going to want to see it. Again, it's zioneagles.org. Give them a call, 931-388-5731, and schedule your tour today.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Tennessee. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the TSSAA.
You can't see the sights without the sounds. From the crack of the bat to the roar of the crowd and everything in between, discover what Hit City has to offer. Spend your nights cheering on the Nashville Sounds at First Horizon Park with giveaways, fireworks shows, theme weekends, and more. Single game tickets are on sale now. Visit NashvilleSounds.com to claim your seat today.
Attention Tennessee homeowners, we want to buy your house. Hi, we are Real Property Solutions, a local real estate investing group. We pay cash for all types of property, so you walk away with more money in your pocket because we eliminate any fees, closing costs, and commissions. Now the best part, we can buy your house as is, meaning you don't have to do a thing to your property. You get to take what you want, leave what you don't, and don't even worry about cleaning. We close on your timeline, whether that's 7 days or 70 days. Interested in selling? Just give us a call and we'll come out to your property and quote you a cash offer within 24 hours. Please call 615-527-8750. That's 615-527-8750.
Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint has been the official sports medicine provider for Murray County Schools for more than 40 years. We specialize in orthopedic service, and our Ortho Quick Walk-In Clinic lets you bypass the ER. Visit us online at www.mtbj.net.
Important for you to be here at the start of this off-season program, and it looks like you've been around for quite a bit, putting in a lot of work.
Yeah, just coming off the injury at the end of last year, having surgery. I wanted to do everything I could to get back and be ready to go by this time of the year, and felt like being here in the building with trainers and therapists that I trusted, and felt like they could do a good job of rehabbing me and get me ready to go.
How is it? Do you feel like you're all the way back? Or?
Yeah, I feel really good. Obviously, it's been a long time getting to this point, but was able to step into this offseason, feeling really good.
What was the first part of the offseason like for you as you kind of reflected back on 2022 and maybe what's your mindset moving forward?
Yeah, obviously tough, just finishing the way we did, the way, I did, just not being able to be out there, it sucks. But at that point, my focus was doing everything physically I could to get ready, putting the time in, the work in to get the ankle right, and feeling good, being able to move around again, and get ready for the next year.
Rand said he talked to you in February and said you knew exactly where you stood with the organization. Where is that? How do you stand with the organization?
My job's to get ready to go win football games, and that's what I'm going to do each and every day.
All right, I want to stop it there real quick. His role within the organization is to go out and win football games. And to do that, Mo, you have to be the starting quarterback, right?
It would seem so. It's tough if you are not the starting quarterback to go out and win football. It's tough to go out if you're not the starting quarterback.
There you go. It'd be real difficult.
Yeah, it's tough to go out and have an opportunity to win football games if you're not the starting quarterback. So, yeah.
Do you feel like that was communicated to him before and or after? What do you think he believes that at least he's and I guess that's what they said in the press conference after, was that Tannehill's the 1, Malik's the 2, and Will's the 3, right?
It makes sense. I mean, just in terms of what we've seen with the Tennessee Titans out of each of those 3, that would appear to be the hierarchy. That would make sense.
And before the draft took place, now obviously that could have been, that certainly could have been, sleight of hand or whatever, but Rand Carthen said that Ryan Tannehill knows his place in the organization, and that's completing passes for the Tennessee Titans.
He knows where he stands with the organization,
Yeah.
I think was the phrase. And I mean, that makes sense. I guess as long as those are the people in your quarterback room, I would think that would be the hierarchy until either Tannehill gets hurt or until Will Levis comes in and completes 85% of his passes or something like that. I think the first is more likely to happen than the second, but at any rate,
there you go.
I think the best situation for the Titans as the quarterback room stands right now is for Levis to sit behind Tannehill. So we'll see.
Somewhere.
Yeah. But behind him. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Roll that beautiful bean footage, Justin.
Well, knowing, what has been invested in your position in the last couple of years, like how do you go about approaching that and just maintaining, just kind of staying in your lane? Like, is it just a matter of keeping what's in front of you, or like how do you do that?
Yeah, exactly. You can only control what you can control, right? Mike and Rand make those decisions, and as players, you got to control what you can control, and that's doing the best you can, prepping yourself mentally and physically each and every day to go win football games.
What do you think of the addition of Will Levis?
Yeah, hopefully he adds to the room. Obviously, a talented guy, coming off a great college career. So, we'll see when I get to meet him here in a few weeks. Or next week, I don't even know exactly when.
You kind of went through this last year, of course, with Malik getting drafted and all these questions too. Does it make this round of all those type questions any easier, in a team drafting a potential future quarterback?
Yeah, we've been down this road before, so it's definitely a little bit of deja vu. But like I said, Mike and Rand make those decisions. My job is to go out and try to win football games.
Hey, can we stop that just a second?
Team draft somebody. Do you?
It feels like to me that maybe last year's draft situation with Malik Willis was a kind of a dress rehearsal for Tannehill in terms of how he's handling Will Levis's being drafted this time around. It just feels like he's a lot more comfortable with the situation, and he seems to be saying more of the right things this time around.
He's not saying it's not my job to mentor him.
Yeah. Well, which is an improvement. So, yeah. Okay.
I like the Rand and Mike make those decisions. I mean, pass the buck. All I can do is do what I do.
Well, it's not even passing the buck; it's stating fact.
Yeah, and if they don't think that what I'm doing is enough, then they can.
Then
they're
going to do something different. Yeah.
So I like that from Tannehill.
Does it make you want to dig in even more and say, hey, I'm the guy?
My process doesn't really change. It's I like to believe that I'm giving my all, and every time I go out there and prep, whether it's in an OTAs or week 15, getting ready to go win a game. You want to have a process about how you go about things. Take your job seriously each and every day, knowing that nothing's given to you, and got to go out there and earn everything. So, that process doesn't change.
Ryan, has that always been that way, or did the experience in Miami sort of inform that as well, or change you in any way?
I mean, you definitely grow from life experiences, right? Whether it's something that happened when you were a kid or early on in your professional career, everything in life is a learning experience. So you're learning from your own life experiences. You're learning from what you're seeing happen in other places, throughout the league or in other areas of your life, and just trying to take in all that information and grow from it.
What's a little different on the receivers that you have currently to work with and what you've seen so far during the offseason work?
Yeah, guys are out there working hard. Traylon has been doing a great job. Nick's doing a great job. Kyle is out running again, so that's great to see. Mason's out there working hard. Racy's moving well. We have a bunch of guys that have been around and have been doing a good job for us in preparation. Learning a new system, being a new offense, new concepts, all that type of stuff. But guys are digging in, they're working hard, and that's all you can ask for.
Some of those guys are going to have to step up, though, and play much bigger roles than they did a year ago.
Yeah, no question. I mean, you look who you got in the room, and that's who it is. So I'm going to have to go out, compete each and every day, and we'll see, who ends up getting the majority of the time. But definitely, guys are going to have to step up just like they are in every position across the board.
Now, guys having to step up at the wide receiver position, I think, is a little bit more than other positions across the board, particularly if the Titans don't upgrade at some point in the offseason. Now, a lot of folks...
Well, he made a comment about you look at who's in the room, and that's who we've got. And everybody that's in the room was in the room last year, and you see how that went. So yeah, they've got to... I don't know how they step up, really.
To that point, though, Mo, I agree with you, but also Kyle Phillips, Treylon Burks hurt a lot. Ryan Tannehill was hurt a lot. I think if the offensive line steps up, your wide receiver room gets a little bit more ability to step up.
Here's the thing, though. One of the things that we talked about with this receiver core last year, Burks, I guess, accepted, was the inability to create separation.
See, I think Phillips has the ability to do that just because of his route running ability. But he's got to he's got to stay. Well, that's two, right? So you've got two receivers who can create space, and from what I understand, and I don't know this to be a fact, but this offense is going to be a two-person route offense, at least, unless something happens. It's going to be, those two guys in Chigokonkwo are going to be the only people that are really involved in this passing game. And whether that's good or bad, is up for debate.
Is it?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like Treylon Burks is a really good one. I think Kyle Phillips is a really good 3.
Mm-hmm.
I think Chigokonkwo
is a tight end.
Well,
I mean, he's a better than average tight end, but he's a tight end.
And now you've got another tight end who also has great pass catching ability, who's played wide receiver. Obviously,
you're going to play them both at the same time?
You could, I think.
But again, Kyle Phillips is
he's a slot. 3. He's a 3. And you need a guy on the other side who can take pressure away.
I think
nobody in that wide receiver room now is that guy.
Nope. And that's why I think if you're a Titans fan, you have to hope that the Jets cut Corey Davis, and you have to be first in line.
You got to hope he doesn't hold any grudges.
Well, you got to hope he doesn't hold any grudges. You got to hope that I mean, you've got to be able to convince him why this is a place that he can thrive. And I think if you show him that receiver room as it stands, that goes a long way toward doing that.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think obviously coming into a place where you know you're going to be among the one or twos is probably a really important factor. So I'll be interested. It looks like, speaking of, undrafted free agents, by the way, like myself and Justin Kulik, I want to throw this out there before we get into anything else. Former Independence punter Kyle Greenwell has been invited to rookie minicamp with Kansas City and the Chiefs.
Oh, wow. Good for him. Out of UAB, right?
Out of UAB. And my question is, one, the Independence Touchdown Club actually screenshot and posted the Big Game Boomer 100 greatest punters of the 21st century. And
he's on it.
This fact, he is. He's number 80. But at number 58 is Landon Foster, who you may remember covering at Independence and Kentucky.
Absolutely.
And so my question is Independence taking punter HS away from Dixon County? Because it certainly appears like they've got a couple options here.
If they've got two of the 100 greatest of the 2000s, is Corey Fatoni from Missouri/Franklin on that list?
Corey Fatoni from Missouri, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he's number 85.
Ha! So Williamson County is a cradle of punters.
Apparently, of course, Dustin Colquitt, number 1. Britton Colquitt, number 77.
Ooh. Should make for an interesting Thanksgiving
I was
dinner.
just about to say that. It's like, if I'm Dustin, I'm printing that out and handing it out at the at Thanksgiving. Placemats.
Yeah.
Highlighted.
Yeah.
Just letting y'all know. Don't forget who runs this here household.
So I get the first slab of turkey. Thank you very much. Yep.
But yeah, congrats, man, to Kyle. That's fantastic.
Absolutely. I mean, having the opportunity to join that organization, that's a pretty big deal. Now, I don't know how many rookie punters whose names aren't whatever the guy is at with the Titans.
Ryan Stonehouse.
I don't know how many rookie punters whose names aren't Ryan Stonehouse actually make teams, especially as UDAs, UFAs. But
well, everybody's a rookie at some point, right?
Well, that is true.
Do they have backup punter? I don't know. I mean, do teams carry practice squad punters or?
I guess. I mean, I don't know. I don't really know. I've not paid punting that much attention. Sorry.
I don't pay enough attention to rosters at that particular position.
Yeah, position.
Congrats, man. Congrats, Kyle. Big for him. Earlier today, Mo, don't know if you saw this tweet. The tweet said, "It's time to shock the world." Ellipses. From Justine Passat. Who then, in fact,
shocked the world.
At least shocked the state, moving from Tennessee and transferring out from the Lady Vols program into the Vanderbilt program with Shay Ralph, former McDonald's All-American from New Jersey, did not go back home to New Jersey. And instead,
so I wonder if she was recruited by UConn out of New Jersey. I wonder if she and Shay Ralph had some sort of a pre-existing relationship. I thought it was a little shocking to see her leave UT, as did you. I think we both expressed that on the show when we heard about it, as Jorge Soler just hit a 2-run home run to give Miami a 2-1 lead. I think we talked about being a little shocked at her leaving, but I think that there is, looking at Vanderbilt from last year, there's playing time to be had. And Shea
No,
Ralph
there's
seems to
no
have that.
question there.
Yeah, and Shea Ralph seems to have that thing going in a positive direction. So hope it works out for her. I hope it works out for Vanderbilt.
I mean, sure. Vanderbilt, I don't really care about. Shea Ralph, I haven't quite warmed up to yet. It's hard. It's hard. There's
Well, I mean, there's that UConn thing that's really tough
exactly.
to deal
It's
with. I get
real,
it. I get it. But I hear
and now
nothing.
now you're poaching players. Come on.
But I hear nothing but great things about her, though.
Yeah.
And seriously, you want to see that Vanderbilt program do well. I mean, I've seen them when they were really good, and what's gone on over the last 15 years or so doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
Yeah. I'd certainly agree with that for sure. Oh man. Well, hopefully she will be happy here in Nashville and West End. And again, former McDonald's All-American, 5-star recruit, choosing Tennessee over Rutgers, UConn, and not feeling like she got the opportunity that she deserved. So good for her. This is the positive of the portal, of the transfer portal.
Meanwhile, Kelly Harper earlier today tweeted out another boom.
Wonder what's coming.
Don't know. But 2 hours ago, apparently, 124. Boom, with 2 oranges for the O's.
That does make for a positive. That makes for a very easy tweet, doesn't it?
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see.
We will, in fact. Braves still with 2 outs in the bottom of the first as Birdie reached on a single to shortstop. So 2 infield singles.
And Segura just reached on a ball up the middle that Ozzie couldn't make a play on. So
I'm sorry. That's what I meant. Birdie was the first. Then
okay.
Soler homered. Then 2 flyouts. Then Segura.
Okay, so you're still ahead of me then, basically.
I'm watching ESPN. I'm watching the game summary.
Okay, I'm watching the game.
And this is interesting. This Braves team has struggled in game 3s a lot this year. So I don't have high hopes to say the least. So anyway, real quick before we get out of here, Mo, the ESPN announced a 30 for 30 coming on the Minister of Defense, Tennessee football legend Reggie White. How excited are you for that?
It's going to be intriguing, man, because Reggie on the field was a force of nature, man. Reggie off the field said and did some things that some folks aren't going to really receive real well universally. And I don't know how you deal with Reggie White without dealing with all of that. So I don't think
ESPN's going to shy away from it.
No, I don't think they are. And for that reason, I mean, the man's been dead how long? What, 10, 15 years now?
No, try 20 next year. And this includes an interview with him 2 months before he died.
It's gonna be I think it's gonna be a little troubling, really. I'm a little concerned as far as that goes. Just what he's going to look like afterward. And I kind of hate that, especially in today's climate.
I'm with you. We got to get out of here. Another edition coming tomorrow at 2:00. Main Street Sports Day presented by Mid Tennessee Bone and Joint in the Lee Company studio. We'll be back to it. Y'all come with us.